Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 678. Today, we'll be doing battle with Vanessa. And so, finally got this sweet Vanessa skin with the sniper rifle and stuff. Super excited to to be taking this one out to battle. Let's jump in and see what happens. And so, to preface this one, the patch, I don't know, 0.19, whatever we're calling it, was just released. As far as Vanessa was concerned, the major changes coming out of this patch would be the immediate haste effects have been removed. And so what we recommended for a lot of the weapon-based builds in the previous patch was you would get your crow's nest on board, you would get a captain's wheel, and then you would look to get oceanic rush. So right at the start of the battle, your captain's wheel would get hasted. It would activate in about a second and start hasting up your big singular weapon, whatever that is, sniper rifle, lang zang, merchant ship, doesn't matter what your choice of weapon is. Getting it hasted immediately is what was most important. And so now that's not technically possible, except for what I think is the sleeper best unit that Vanessa has access to in Clamera. If you've caught some of our previous work, I know I've been a little bit lagged behind because of my sickness, but one of the things I've really been pushing for is that as you get to day 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, basically whoever activates first tends to be the one that wins. That's why we put such a preference to really coming out and activating the captain's wheel super fast. But what I started, really pushing for in the previous patches was you just take Clamera early. You don't plan until you use it later on in the game, but having a diamond or having a gold Clamera that does like a 2 or 3 second slow thanks to the bonuses from Curio really gets you in that space of where you're activating farther than your opponent, or faster than your opponent, right? Your items may not be hasted immediately, but your opponent's board is slowed immediately for 2 seconds or so. And so that was a very big thing. Now, as we continue on with this patch, Clamera does two things, right? Clamera gives us the immediate item activation. All of these skills now say when you activate an item for the first time each round, get haste. And so that's going to have even more usefulness there. But just the general Clamera already being super good just gets stacked on even more within this patch. And so I think that's the kind of big takeaway here is our hastiness got kind of nerfed, but that was really the only big thing here. And then Clamera gets a little bit bigger. Now, the thing that will be interesting as this video is released with the patch notes riot, we're still in the riot sphere, huh? And the patch notes, Tempo said that there was going to be a hotfix patch. That has not hit by the time I've started recording this video. I'm not certain what's supposed to be in that. If they're going to do something about the cargo pants beast of burden kind of interaction, I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see. It shouldn't be too different as this video is released with whatever the current meta is bringing us. And so, as we get into battle here, definitely happy to kick things off with right-handed. I think right-handed, left-handed are the best starts that you can get with Vanessa. They work fantastically with all the weapon builds, and then it's pretty easy to just find weapons in the early game, right? Doesn't matter what your weapon is in the early game. Getting these early round victories is quite important, and so this is a big help in that sense, and then it still works fantastically with any of the later game strategies, be it ammo or single weapon. But on the starting page here, I kind of want to save our money for weapons, so we'll just go to the Jungle Ruins. Typically like to pick up the +3 regen, but you could look to pick up the small item here. I don't like going for the small items if we're doing weapons. You might get a weapon, but it's never anything important. It could be okay if you're going with aquatics, but I don't think that's on the menu for today. But now, can't fight the Viper. We don't have anything on board. A bit of a whammy there, but we'll see what comes up with this. I'd much rather get access to duct tape than any of that bullshit out of the clothing round. Is that what you're calling it, right? You get the silk scarf or whatever it's called, or the shield boosters. Not super interested in that with this start. If we were going aquatic, maybe. So that you could try and get those shield bonuses onto a pearl or something, but probably rather just have duct tape if that's what we're building towards. And so is what it is. Nobody's really interested in that start. Just should have just quit and restarted the whole game, right? If we're not getting a good start, why even bother, huh? Look at that, 20 HPs, pretty big deal right there. Not a friend. That's a bummer. I'd like to get that friend bonus from the monster. But with this, I guess we'll just take the small weapon. It ensures that we get something that's going to work with right-handed. I don't really need to get too crazy with it. And then here's what we're really interested in, right? Sells weapons. See if we get something big and useful out of it. And so Lang Zhang's a bit tough at this point. You know, we haven't got the chance to upgrade it. We don't have an upgrade hammer. We haven't done any battles. It could still be okay. But I'm going to want to roll. I do want to completely fill out our board this round if we can. And so it's like if we take Lang Zhang and roll, then we need to find a small item to go with it. I guess it's not horrible in that sense, and it does play the best towards a single item style of build. So let's at least just pick it up and see what we can do. Anything on this smaller round, at least a couple of decent items. Definitely want to pick up Bolus. Don't think we really need to go Hand Axe or Zor Acid. I think something happened with Zor Acid this patch. I think he got some kind of buff. Not quite certain what it is, or people were just memeing about it or whatnot, but I don't think we need that with our start here. All right, now as we jump into the first battle, Pet Rock's going to be our fastest activating unit, so we'll put the left-handed, right-handed onto it. See if we can't stack up a little bit on our old Lang Zhang here.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
My dreams are too...
Can't get cargo pantsed on the first round, right? I guess you can get cargo pants, you just can't get beast of burden. Oh, this is a shitload of burn though, right? Hot Stones is quite powerful with the start, both the regen and the burn coming in. I've definitely battled against the Hot Stones before and not been able to battle through the regen. Maybe we'll get there today with our Pet Rock doing quite a bit of damage, but I don't think we're able to overcome both things, right? I think we could have beat just the burn, and I think we could have beat just the regen, but we can't beat the burn and the regen stacked onto the same item. Ooh, bummer to be losing these early. But is what it is. Could have been a little bit more aggressive on that start, but I think that's fine. But now moving forward, it's like, do we really want to try and invest in this Lang Zhang, take the upgrade from B1, B2? I think it's probably worthwhile here, especially since we're getting the upgrade before we go into the PvE round. And so if we get that chance to boom up Lang Zhang, that'll be quite nice. The downside with Lang Zhang is it doesn't play super well with right-handed, right? Right-handed works spectacularly with fast attacking stuff like flagship or like double barrel. It works nice with sniper rifle because that bonus gets boosted super high. Doesn't really do too much with Lang Zhang, right? It's nice to get that bonus damage applied to it and stack more on your main attack weapon, but you typically just get your Lang Zhang upgraded through the PvE rounds. All right, though. We'll take Deadly Eye. I think it's fine. Not really looking to convert over to Poison. Then moving forward, let's take the items, see what turns up. Zor Acid wants to be a part of the team. he says, quit passing on me, Buzzed, but I'd rather keep the crit off the Pet Rock. So we'll skip past that. Nothing useful there. Otherwise, this stuff is decent, I guess. We can pick up a cannon to at least fill out the board. Not quite interested in Bayonet, although it does work decently with the right-handed. We don't have any other fast attacking stuff to go with it, and then not particularly interested in rifle. All right, let's get this bro moved back over. I think we want to go to the Mosquito this round, just see if we can't high roll on Rush. I'm pretty certain this, still does it at the start of the fight, right? Rush still works at the start of the fight, rigged. From the Electromancer still does it at the start of the fight. And so those would be quite powerful things to pick up here if we can, as we're looking to probably go single weapon this game.
Is that even a battle?
All right, picked up the Insect Wing. Bit of a bummer. All right, so what's up next? We can take the Tiny Furry Monster, get the bonus experience point, try and get leveled up before we go into this next round. We're going to need a little bit of help along the way. Didn't find it, unfortunately. And coming in with this stuff, I don't really want to go to the small and medium shop. There's not a ton of stuff for us to pick up. Let's go to the Strange Mushroom and just pick up the gold. All right. I think I am going to go ahead and try and boost up this Lang Zhang just a little bit. It's not gonna give us a huge edge here, but if we want to stick to it for a while, it'll certainly help. And then it's not a huge detriment if we don't end up using that. Lots of burn coming out of this guy. Oh boy, he's got the seaweed upgrade. We are just getting outclassed left and right in these battles. Lang Zang gonna do its thing though before he gets to stack off. Oh, fucking A. Fucking A, huh? You say, watch this. I got like 8% chance to crit. What is that, 15%? Doing the hard work, getting us up to 420 HPs. Thanks. I appreciate that. All right, so what are we going to do here? I'm going to take the bronze tier ammo, see if we come across a double barrel. Upgrade to bolus is fine. Still not really determined if we're going to go single item or for a wide board, but we're definitely looking to stack off some weapons here. Go to the weapon shop, see what turns up. Again, don't want Zor. Acid, grenade could be a thing. It's getting to the, it's getting to the point to where grenade's not as exciting, but if we need to fill out our board, certainly help there. Don't like going for trebuchet unless we're doing other burn stuff, so we'll skip past it. Just take the grappling hook here. Fill out the board with all these sweet-ass weapons. See what's up next. So we could look to non-weapon items. You know, we do need to be finding Crow's Nest, right? Crow's Nest is going to be the big determining factor in what our build is able to do, but there's quite a bit of shit in the non-weapon item shop, so I think we'll pass beyond that for the moment while we only have 9 gold. Look to just go to Finn's Big Bite, pick up this regen, give us a little bit of sustain to let the Lang Zang come out and do his thing. And now the Tempest Flame Dancer should be good to go. Picking up the double blade, flame blade, whatever it's called. Picking up the fiery cutlass definitely gives us a ton of direction in terms of what we could do with our build. And so you got that 2 in 7 chance of spiking it. Definitely worth going for that chance as opposed to chasing that 1 extra experience point. Just to cinders. Bummer. Bummer, bummer. And so, not too exciting with this stuff. Let's just go to the Mountain Pass. I think with the Mountain Pass this time, we probably just want to take the guarantee. Oh, this is so tough when we have the Lang Zang, right? We get that opportunity to put the damage on the Lang Zang. We have to escort the convoy. I was going to say, I like just super interested in leveling up before we get to the next PvP round, and 1 experience point will do it, right? No, it won't. We'll be 1 short, so we do need to escort the convoy up against the ether, right? Okay. The day shifted on me when I was moving in. I thought that we had 2 experience points and then just needed the +1 from the shop to get to the level up, but that wasn't the case. But I think, you know, as we are trying to scale up this Lang Zang, at least at the moment, that this is probably just the better choice, especially given that you can just fall back into the 1 experience point out of the round itself. All right, though, but I think here I want to upgrade. I think we just want to upgrade Pet Rock. We've got this full board out here just completely filled with weapons, and getting that extra crit chance on all of our weapons seems better than upgrading any of them individually. Oh shit, we would have gotten it with just the +1. I don't even know how this game works. But let's go to the silver items. Nothing too interesting here. Honing Steel is just way too slow. On the next page, though, guess we could work with Shark Claws. Give us a little bit of scaling on board at least. It's a pretty fast attacking weapon to put at the right as well, right? It's faster than this Pet Rock we've just been using because it's fast. So I think that's okay. Ice Pick Bayonet, don't want, though. Okay. Do we got anything in here? Not really interested in Force Field. Let's just go ahead and burn the cinders. Get a little bit of extra damage on the board. See what these Shark Claws can do.
Go ahead. Underestimate me. It makes this
Oof.
fun. I may be young, Captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
This guy didn't get his level up. He's only got 400 HPs. Look at that. He's got that icy lighter, though. Don't think it's going to do quite enough. I can't remember the last time I got an icy enchant. I feel like it was back in 2024, and so we never get them bonuses. Never get that icy. Can't get that good Reddit post when you're not grabbing icy all over the place. All right, though, got that good win, good stuff, and yeah, I'm interested in the Mountain Pass anyways. But I think with Lang Zang, we just have to keep at it. Scoville. Don't really have anything we can change in here. He worries me a little bit. He's level 8, and he does a lot of burn very fast, and so I'm not real confident that we can win this round. 1400 HPs is quite a bit of work to have to do. Gonna have to get one of those magical crits off of our Lang Zang to take it down. LOL, we did it. It still might not be enough. A lot of our damage sources are out. Dang. It's like our shark claws were creeping their way up there, but that's so much burn so fast. Bummer. All right, the large item shop. Definitely want to come in and try and find Crow's Nest. Do we want to chase after any of this other stuff though? Bola's upgrade definitely into. Submarine is a little interesting. It has a lot of keywords. It does let us activate large item stuff on its own. It activates some vehicle stuff, gives us a little bit of sustain. It should be better than things like cannon and grenade. We're not really aligned to be using those. I think it's okay. It's like the spot you start to run into is like, what do you do if you don't hit Crow's Nest, right? You still need to either like blast your opponent down super fast, or you need to find some sustain. And I think the sustain out of the submarine should be okay. So we'll get him loaded in here. It's going to be a better target to put out here with our left-handed, right-handed as well, getting that that extra shield out of it. So I think it's okay. Not going to take the roll. We don't really have enough money to fuck around here. Maybe we should. Maybe we just have to. We'll sell the grenade, take the roll, see if Crow's Nest turns up. It's so important to hit. Just a flagship. We can pass on it. It's interesting with flagships in this patch with dive weights. Dive weights counting as both ammo and tool. But I think we're a bit further away from flagship than I feel comfortable being. All right, so that looks good. Definitely want to fight the Blood Reef Raider. He's got the Crow's Nest for us. Give us a chance to pick that up. Still has other decent stuff. Cannonballs, ammo flasks I wouldn't hate. The skill up top is pretty good, giving your leftmost item +2 ammo. And so, see what comes out of this. Crow's Nest. This game's stupid. This game's stupid. All right, so what do we got here? Here's what we were talking about at the beginning of the video, right? Oceanic Rush. The first time you use an item each fight. Haste one aquatic item for 2 seconds. And so it's definitely lost out on quite a bit of its value. Not immediately activating. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but not nearly as good as it used to be. But with this, I'm kind of thinking about taking frontal shielding. Just give us a bit of time with this submarine in terms of building up some sustain, right? We're not really good at being like a 2-hit OTK with the Lang Zang. We don't have the crit to make that really work. And so I think frontal shielding here should be safe. Just give us that sustain out of the submarine, hopefully carry us on for a little bit. But let's hit up the docks. Don't have a ton of money. Just take the weapon here, see if we get an upgrade. Flail, probably not going to cut it. In the next set, B1, B2. Do we even have any bronze items left? Grappling hook is bronze, which you don't really care about. Cannonball, not super interested in. I would rather have Cannonball just upgrading Bolas, though. That looks fine. So yeah, we can skip this. Medium items, we can take a peek at. There should be some good ones. Something that would give us haste would be fine. Submersible, I haven't built around this patch, but this is probably the place to do it, right? If we're going to, when we already have the submarine on board. So let's see where this gets us. Does give us opportunities to do some pretty neat aquatic stuff. Really be looking to, if we're going to carry on this build, using both submersible and submarine, we're going to look towards like Swashbuckle, right? Swashbuckle really works nicely with both the boosting the attack and boosting the shields. But we'll see how long this carries us on. We need some more vehicle themes to make this a realistic endeavor. But 3-second attack on the submersible is kind of nice, right? It's the fastest attacking item in the kit when you don't have any other skills or bonuses or anything. So what do we got here? Weights and stuff. It's like you see the large item come down. It's, you know, it's like, oh boy, we gonna are we gonna be eating that beast of burden? Is that what's about to hit? But not quite. Not there yet. Big hit from the Lang Zang coming through. Kind of nice. Easy peasy.
Chasing you.
All right, recovered a little bit here in the early game. Lost that round one, but certainly turning it around since. So what are we going to do here? We could go to the dig site. It's not to the point in the early game here to where the economics are going to be great, right? We're not going to be finding any diamond tier large items, but you can find some interesting stuff in here. Globe is kind of interesting, right? At the start of each day, permanently gain 100 max health. I could see it being a thing. Could we potentially use Ballista, though? She hasn't been a real superstar this patch, or I guess since Dooley hit his last round of nerfs, but the Vanessa does have quite a bunch of ways to come in and haste this thing, and if you're getting a bunch of hastes on it, then the charges stack in, but it doesn't have Aquatic, and that's the kind of easy way to do it. I guess you could pull it off with like Water Wheel or something, but yeah, I'm not getting excited about that. Let's just take like, you know, spending 1 gold to get like 800, 900 health over the course of the game. Pretty good value. Pygmalion's out there like LOL. That's barely that's barely any values. I'll teach you a thing about that with the truffles, but at least for Vanessa, it feels like a pretty good deal. All right, let's hit up the Trash Town Mayor. See if we can't hit this big gold tier augmented weaponry. They changed it this patch. It used to be at silver. Now it's at gold, so it can only get one more upgrade on it. But with the way this game's going and the width of our weaponry, wouldn't be a terrible pickup. But yeah, we need to find some stuff. We just have like good items at this point. We have a little bit of things working with the Lang Zang, but it's the shield one, isn't it? I mean, I guess it does work with the submersibles and the submarines, but it's not getting us anywhere towards at the end of the day. Take the ammo. I'm always a big fan of ammo this thing with how good things like dive weights are. But no, like the things we need to find, we need some kind of scaling, right? Be it on board to replace shark claws or within the skills themselves, something like when you attack, gain 3 damage or something. And then we need to find some like crit and haste stuff. It's like we have good items, but we don't have anything else to go with it. Let's jump into the gold items. Maybe something cool will turn up. Nothing on page 1. Don't really want a cannon. Page 2, pistol sword. Kind of cool, but we don't do any ammo things here. Bummer. This game's stupid. Do we have the money for the silver item shop now? How much? We got like 3 in the bag. We can pick up an extra 3 if we want 6. Get up to like 14. That's probably worthwhile.
Delightful to see you, darling.
Upgrading something on board would be pretty good. Submarine, sure. $14. Oh, we could have saved a little bit. That's okay. So do we look into build towards here, right? Do we end up just looking for... Can't be just like torpedo, right? That thing kind of sucks. Swashbuckle seems nice, but it doesn't provide any scaling. It just gives us the big crit. We need something to drop a bunch of hastes on board. We don't have a great way now to take advantage of like the activating that we're doing, right? The submersible activates pretty quick, but we're not doing anything with it. It's like we're getting kind of drawn between the submersible submarine thing or using the Lang Zang. But the Lang Zang not upgrading super hard since it's still silver. And then it's very easy to just swap out for a sniper rifle. And so, like, scaling up the Lang Zang, not a super huge deal, but we don't have any of the supporting cast for it, right? We don't have Crow's Nest or anything to go with it. I mean, I guess there's a world to where we just use submarine, Lang Zang, and then swashbuckle, and then count on the submarine to give us enough shield to get through, but Man, that doesn't sound very exciting. Alright, so what's up here? Lacking the money, so we'll skip on ammo. Let's just take the chocolate bars at this point. Page 2. Still don't have very much money. We'll go to the docks at this point, I think. Skipped on it last time, but want to get the dollars here if we can. Mantis shrimp, not going to use. Next page, what do we got? Not a really compelling set of opponents here, but the foreman does have the scaling in the crane. Should we land crane, that would be kind of nice. Or you can do a bit of work off a flashy mechanic, giving you some crit that we don't have access to right now. Some decent stuff in here. The thing that's been a bit of a bummer is we're really lacking as well in just experience points. We lost one mountain battle. We've gone a couple of rounds to where
Maybe if we towed a barge.
we've gone a couple of rounds to where we took the middle PvE instead of the rightmost one, like this one in the crow's nest round, and so a bit tough there. But yeah, I mean, I guess we just have to keep upgrading Lang Zang, right? What else does our build really have going for it? This is the big damage source that we have, the only thing that we have that's really been scaling, and I think that's it. I mean, I can envision using like Lang Zang, Swashbuckle, Submarine, and then something that gives haste. Maybe even just putting, can't use Suppressor with the Submarine, but maybe just a poorly optimized Captain's Wheel or something. All right.
The cleaner the blade, the quicker the fight.
So what's up next? We'll pass on the weapons, just take the skill upgrades. We got some decent ones down here in the cheap space. Do we ever want the augmented defense, though? Like, we could really hammer home the augmented defense, really try and pick up a bunch of chocolate bars and stuff, and then keep using the submarine submersible. You know, I don't hate it. We could sell the forklift to get quite a bit of money. All right, I guess that's the thing today. I mean, what if, like, we put just, like, water wheel in here? If we keep both of the shield items, get a water wheel in, I guess between the submarine and the submersible to put hastes on everything? Maybe that's the thing. Here we got to take the small weapon. We don't have the money for burn items at this point. Spent it all on that upgrade. Let's just go ahead and sell some of this stuff off, get that little bit of shield coming in. See what we can do up against Dooley. Talk a little trash. Let's talk shit about Dooley. That's guaranteed to get us a loss. So I'm glad to see somebody who's out here still playing Dooley, right? He didn't really get a ton of love in this patch either, and so I'm not certain if he's in a good space, but people just don't like him, or he's actually terrible. It's tough to tell without a bunch of stats sites running around. Gonna need a crit though. Didn't get it. Ooh, that was close. That was close. 127 health at the end of the day. Had a big critical core. Is this critical core diamond? Yeah, pretty big. Gold weaponized core, diamond critical core. Pretty big upgrades. Oh, bummer. And so, yeah. This game, it feels like this is the point you have to make the distinction of, am I going to shoot for 7 or shoot for 10? And 7 wins seems realistic. I don't know what we need to find to make 10 wins realistic, but it doesn't seem like it's a thing. This build just seems super far away from assembling anything that resembles a 10-win build. And so I think we just got to kind of get good now is all we really have access to at this point. So with that in mind, we'll just go to the docks, try and pick up some money. I think the kind of saving grace this build would have in terms of getting up to that point would be finding a swashbuckle, but it's a gold item. I'm not certain if we can quite find them on day 7. Kev's Armory is a great place to find them. It counts as a shield item, the swashbuckle does. Kind of sucks passing on things like eating contests, though, getting those heals and getting the extra shield bonus on our defenses, but I'm just going to go to the armory, see if we can hit. Jesus Christ, gets a diamond submarine. How close are we to that? Need $5 more. I think I'm okay to just get rid of shark claws at this point. And then we'll upgrade our bolas. We'll find something to put in here, right? Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Man, I guess we're kind of stuck with this thing. And oh boy, this is an interesting round. The bonk guy is so good. He has so many good items coming out of him, but I think we can win this round.
Funny business.
We're decently strong on board here. And I think, you know, kind of the answer would be spices. If we picked up spices, we could definitely make that work. You know, your weapons gain damage equal to your weakest weapon. We have this sustain between the various submarines, and just getting that big damage boost could be a thing. Pretty tough to find, though. Like a 10% chance to hit it. Oh, and we did. Okay, okay. Well, I guess that's it, huh? We've got we've got our cannonball here still, and so the spices can be the big item of the day. We still need to be like finding haste, right? So if the three things we really need are going to be like haste, crit, and plus damage. Or I should say scaling, right? We've got the damage and the spices. That's fine now. So we just need crit and we need haste. And so I guess the haste and charge shop will be fine. I typically just go to the
other way around.
shit, this is bad. We can't really roll. I typically just go to the gold shop, but these are kind of exactly what we need, but we didn't hit on the stuff on board. We'll take the haste, when you haste crit thing, and hopefully we can just fix stuff from there. Now, definitely don't have any money. Need to go to Mountain Pass. It's an experience point. Ugh. What a shitty day this has been. Get the 2 experience points out of BazaarCon. They did change this. They took the money thing out. So you can just grab diamond items for free. That is a pretty good deal. Right? Getting a rando diamond item for free, even if it's small, it should sell for 8 gold. But I want to hard push up to level 10 if we can and get that bonus from the artist. Alright, nothing in there. We'll see what we can do.
Go ahead. Underestimate me.
Got that scaling.
It's more fun.
See how hard this pig is gonna go. Doing fixer-upper stuff. Just he's really just bringing the matches here, right? Doing the burn. I think we're okay this round. He's definitely not gonna contest too hard before our spices get to activate. He's only got a silver fixer-upper. What was this guy thinking, right? You're supposed to be diamond plus on day 7 with your fixer-upper. Got him. Alright, good stuff. Okay, so what's up next? Don't really have the money to go for items. Let's just pick up the eating contest. Again, the chocolate bar is quite good with these augmented defenses. Next set, fairly crappy. Don't really want to dig silver weapons at this point, so we'll just take the loot item. Now, who do we got? Temporary boosts, snack timer gold. What did we hit in here? Upgrade a silver, or upgrade a bronze, kind of shitty. Leaning towards just taking the hit points. Like, I typically go in and just take the damage boost, but I think we're just kind of boosted good enough at the moment, and so I'm just going to take the snack time, try and dig up some money. Coming out of here, we can fight Dr. Vortex. Should be a fairly easy win. We're not doing a bunch of rapid attacking out here. Rapid activating. Alright, there go the spices. Felt good. Alright. Go us, well done team. What's this? The weather vane? Weather machine? I don't think we're gonna... I didn't realize that was a vehicle. We're not gonna get anything out of it, but... Interesting. Alright, so what's up next? You want to just go to the rare event? See how high we can roll our dice? Uh-oh. Here's our chance for some freeze items, right? We were talking about how this never happens, coming in and picking up icy tropical islands now. That's not it. Tropical Island did get a bunch of boosts this game. I don't feel like it really matters. Like, it got a bunch of upgrades, right? Regen can crit now. And then it also, I think it used to do like 1 regen, 2 regen. Now it does 5, 10 or something. Still just literally never going to put this on the board. I guess when you slow freeze an item is pretty decent, but none of this is really on point with what we want to do. Got 12 in the bag. Let's take a roll, see if we hit something big. Nope. What a dumbass shop.
Like the glacier.
This game's bullshit. This game's bullshit. Alright, we can hit up Bazaar to Carno, get more EXPs. And what do we got? Radiant? That's fine, I guess. Like, it's like whenever you're really in on Lang Zang or in on Sniper Rifle, it's very important to get Radiant on it if you can. Since you're so tied into the success of that one item, having it catch like a 5-second freeze and then a 5-second slow and then a second to freeze and shit, it's just so much in terms of your overall damage output. But here it's like it's not that big of a deal, right? The spices and the other dudes can kind of carry on their own. I still envision that we might really need to count on this damage though, so I think this is fine. There's also a space, I guess, to where, you know, if you want to say, what if we had the board of like Lang Zang, spices, cannonball, dive weights, replace submarine with a crow's nest, and then the submersible becomes something that gives haste, right? That's not a outlandish build to come across at this point, and that would actually be a good finisher in terms of getting up to 10. But with what we've seen right now and how many like items that would take to change, right? We need to find a crow's nest, and we need to find a dive weights, and we need to find something that gives more haste. You know, that's kind of tough to do across the board.
Mission, right? Overthrowing tyrants, liberation, and such.
But let's move this stuff on. Probably should have just silvered one of those chocolate bars. We're not going to get anything else out of the upgrade hammer this game, but whatever. All right, let's see if we can get victory number 6. Another dually. Doing lots of burn stuff. He's got that burn activator up in his skills. When you use your leftmost item, burn combos very well with the power drill. Let's see what we can do. Need this Lang Zang to pop. It's only got 5% crit now, so we can't expect too much out of him at this point. Like, hitting for that 1k is pretty decent, but not being able to get the crits is pretty painful. Yeah, we can't take on these scaling builds like that. Alright, so what do we got? We can go into the skills, I think. Medium items doesn't sound that special. What is this? An upgrade to right-handed? I do really like Temporal Strike, but we're not really in place to use it this game. I don't really want any of these. Say, what a bummer of a place to be in. Spending 20 gold to pick up 10 damage isn't that good. I don't intend to use frontal shielding for too long. Let's take a roll. Maybe something else will turn up. Left-handed is fine. Guess we can use Lefty Lucy. We don't have the money for it, though. I guess I don't hate selling Globe at this point. We're only going to play a couple of more days, and so like 200-300 hit points isn't that big of a deal. Maybe we just take the left-handed, though. It's pretty cheap. 30 damage for 10 gold is a pretty good deal. I just take the chocolate bars now. Hurting for the money. What you got for us out here? Pharaoh's Khan should be good, right? I think we can beat it. I can't. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and do this. I'm gonna here's the play of the day, right? We're gonna upgrade our chocolate bar, then sell the chocolate bar. I think we have enough hit points to survive. I think he does like 3,200 on his 3,150 on his sniper rifle, and so we are to the point to where he needs 2 hits to get the takedown on it. Like, I felt like we were going to be fairly safe with our shields anyways, but we're at least in that spot to where, you know, 70% of the time he doesn't immediately kill us.
every shadow.
But lots of good options that can come out of this. Cloak would be good. One shot, one kill's not terrible. Upgrade to right-handed. I guess that's worth 20 gold, right? that's what we just found out. Right-handed is worth 20 gold.
Yataria?
Ugh.
The dunes?
Okay. Let's go to
Should
the
we start?
go to the dig site, see if we find anything. Garbage on day 1. What's up in here? Dishwasher only sells for 6. Pretty garbage. Let's take one more roll. Diamond bunker is a bunch of money, right? Oh boy. Hang on. I had to stop and read that one. Your shield items have multicast 1. I forgot that was a thing with the with the changes like 2 patches ago. And so, like, does that get us in a spot now to where, like, we're just out here fucking multicasting with the with both the submarine and the submersible? I mean, I don't think it's too much of a meme. Is that where we want to be? Just slow our roll with Lang Zang. Probably got to hang on to Lang Zang for a hot minute, but whew, you put the submarine into bunker, right? It's like one of those Shark Tanks, right? You get LL Cool J out here. He's got the sharks in the pen and stuff. That was the whole fucking movie, right? I can't remember. I'm pretty certain that wasn't one movie. I'm pretty certain that was 2 movies, right? There's always that thing in Hollywood to where, you know, like the movies will be released in pairs. Somebody has an idea for a movie and they write a script and it starts going to the production companies, and then another production company gets wind of it and they're like, oh man, you're doing a movie about magicians, then we should do a movie about magicians, right? And so you get the Illusionist and you get the Prestige right at the same time. Like I'm pretty certain in the early 2000s there were multiple shark based movies, right? LL Cool J was definitely in one of them. Maybe I'm mixing it up with like the sharks with the freaking laser beams on their head from the Austin Powers movies with the sharks from the LL Cool J movie. Hang on. All right, well, this is as close as we're going to get here, right? I knew that this was definitely a thing. Deep Blue Sea, starring LL Cool J. Look at that. LL Cool J starred in the 1999 American science fiction horror film Deep Blue Sea. Look at that. He almost drowned on the set. So much stuff. Sam Jackson in it. Oh boy, I missed out on this one. I got to go back and watch that. I was too young to watch rated R movies in 1999, and so I don't think I got to see that one. All right, let's move on. What are we gonna do here? We picked Vanessa skills out of the bank. We don't have poison stuff. Didn't want freeze skills, even though we might land on the freeze skill here. We're not going to have exactly one weapon, and the ammo stuff sucks as well. I think we're just kind of stuck taking a roll on this. We don't have any crit, right? 5% crit's pretty terrible. We've got to find something. And Inexorable is quite good. I think that's probably the best that we can ask for in this space. Building up a little bit of crit. We're not going to get a ton out of this, right? We're on day 9. Probably just going to get 12 to 20 crit out of this, but that's way better than the 0 we have at the moment. And so let's pick that one up. And then, well, we can fight the bounty hunters. Give us the opportunity to pick up some money. Upgrade the Lang Zang a little bit further. We have the submarine. Just gain 5 EXPs. I'll go to the bounty hunter. We'll just fight. I'm having a tough time envisioning us getting away from the Lang Zang, and it does give us more crit off the Inexorable actually fighting something. Okay. Our multicast and submarines. Wanted poster. Okay. Now pig. And so, yeah, this is where I'm a little uncertain. And if we would... I mean, I just have a really tough time envisioning we do well without a Lang Zang on board. I think we'll get to remove it. Well, I hope we get to remove it eventually, but we don't have any of the scaling stuff, right? We have to have something that... What does this get us, though? Like, plus 75 damage on the first one? God, we're just so invested in this thing. The 1k damage, and it's finally getting crit. I think I'm at least okay in my head with the submarines just offering us shields at this point.
may be
Like,
young for it,
thinking of it mainly
I've
as a
seen my
shield
share of
factory that does a
storms.
little bit of damage. That just, without using Lang Zang, I really struggle to think we can deal enough damage. The fuck is all this stuff? He's got a charging station? Oh, the charging station onto the gem to get the scaling onto the shiny thing? Okay. Does that thing has life steal? It's gonna be tough to fight through. I mean, this is a unfortunate round where we would we would potentially have an opportunity here if we brought our scaling into this, but we didn't bring our scaling. We just brought our flat damage with the Lang Zang. It is at least soaking some of these like cold room hits. It's so tough to know what you're going to be going into, though. Maybe against Pig, we should have just assumed that we would rather have the scaling stuff out here. Alright, what you got for us, though? Either haste stuff. I'm going to have to look up what haste does on these things. Let me see here. We go to how to Bazaar. The bunker should be the interesting one, right? The first time you fall below half health, haste all your stuff. Is that what all of these do when you fall below half? Eh. That's not as exciting. Submarine hastes 3 items for 1 second. Submersible hastes 2 items for 3 seconds. That is just infinitely better. 2 items for 3 seconds? Wow. I was not expecting it to be such a difference between the two. I mean, the 3 items can be, you know, better if you do manage to get the boots, but even with like turbo boots, that's still just a total of 6 seconds of haste. I don't know. I guess there are different times when you would prefer one to the other, but that's wild. The large item only gives 6 seconds of haste, to where the medium item, or the large item gives 3 seconds, but the medium item gives 6. Definitely glad we looked that up. It's gonna pop off pretty hard here as well because of our multicast. So I think that at least gets us to the spot to where we can definitely move on from Lang Zang and put the spices in. Now that these things are going to be hasting and attacking so fast and stuff.
The Grand Society of Master Merchants welcome.
All right, Midsworth. I'm just going to do it. Lang Zang out of here. That's the way to feel good about it. Just throw it out the door. We even find anything in here now? We could find a cannonball. I'm not going to roll for cannonball for $4.
Your wares are buying, then Quicksilver is at selling.
So what's up next? Well, I mean, what do we even want at this point? We're pretty good on items. We just need, like, cannonball could upgrade, and then submersible is the only other thing. And so I'll just take the chocolate bars. Spend big money on it. Who do we got? Lord Arkan. Can we beat him? He's that should be a manageable round. He's got the scaling attack speed weapons. Alright, let's see how these hastes do. The multicast and bro dropping all the hastes on board. Our whole board is just hasted permanently now. That's kind of nice. Getting that scaling out of the spices. That's something. Like we've hit all the marks with this build now, right? We hit everything we're looking for. We got the scaling damage. We got the sustain. We got the haste. We got, you know, everything. But I'm afraid it's just like a little bit too late. I'm hoping that we're strong enough to carry on to 7 wins, but might not be a thing. Definitely going to take the temporary boost now. Getting that 25 damage is, you know, decent, but having it also scale up with the spices is pretty nice. Next set, let's go to the medium items, see if we can't spike our friend here. Don't find it on page 1. Don't find it on page 2.
You might try JJ's shop. Real friendly guy.
What do we got? Another pig. Everybody's playing pig today, trying to trying to spike those highlight reels with the cargo pants. Haven't seen it up to this point. But here, gonna pull the large items, so we get the turbo submersible down to 6 seconds. We'll take the big cooldown off of it, then we bring our friends back in. It's that little bit of extra cooldown reduction at 2.7 to start now. All right. This pig's already got his 7th win. We're at the same level though.
We're out to dethrone.
Let's see if
the
he's
king, not
popped off
to
to
swamp
ridiculous lands or if we got a shot here. He's got some powerful skills around the around this property stuff. What's the cargo shorts do? Freeze 2 small or medium items for 1 second. That's going to be annoying. But he's not dealing a ton of damage. We're pretty well outscaling him here. Got one more activation of spices left. Going to give us a bunch of damage. Okay, okay. I think we got us a win. Gonna have to wait on the sandstorm, but we got 35k shields to his no 35k shields, and so we should be good. All right, all right. Whew. Wouldn't mind getting some more bonuses onto the, getting more ammo onto the spices. Would have felt a lot better if we had, you know, one more tick. But with this, gonna upgrade the submersible, I think. I guess it doesn't get a ton, right? It's just going to pick up like 12 damage. The other stuff doesn't really do anything. Maybe we just take the gold skill here and look for a big upgrade. I guess there's a world to where upgrading Cannonball is actually the way to go, so we get that extra tick on spices, but I want to try and high roll a good skill here. We need something good to happen to get this last round victory. So what do we got? Crit, charging items, not the worst. Don't care about burn things. Non-weapon crit, don't want. What's our crit at this point? 23? Okay, I can live with that. We should be getting some pretty fast activations out of that. So what's up? Large items don't need. Just take the temporary boost. Next page. What you got for us? Chocolate bars, I think. No real haste items to pick up here. We'd just be looking to high roll a cannonball or something. Give me them premium chocolates. Who do we got? Lord of the Wastes. Okay. We can get the crit bonus off of him. That wouldn't be terrible. I think we could live with that. Alright, the foreboding winds. We might actually attack a little bit too slow for that to be useful. It's interesting. It works fantastically with Swashbuckle as a means of scaling, but I'm not certain if our build actually wants it. It's like as you go and fight Pig, he doesn't have ways to get crit. And we're at, you know, I would rather be at 25% crit and then our opponent be at 0, as opposed to both of us being at 100.
I am eager to test your ability.
What do we got for diamond? Knife skills? Fucking righteous. Just super combos with what we're doing here. I'd love to get improvised weaponry, but knife tricks is just absolute top notch with what we're doing. Got to appreciate that. So that looks good. I'm going to go to the big bite. I'm actually going to take the regen on this. I don't think it's hugely relevant, but I don't think the 10 shield matters on our units, but having a little bit of poison protection does matter. I know 13's not a ton, but if at the end of the game we're at like 50, then that's a non-zero amount of poison protection. So that sounds fine. On this day, we could start to gumball, get that plus 20 shield onto our weapons, or just take the relax for the big boost. I think I'm just going to well, we just need, it's so important to get this one win, right? To jump up to 7. Like, yeah, let's just take the relax and get that big bonus here against Dooley. Heimer in the jungle, fellow rioter out here. Let's see what we can do. Gotta have those knife tricks popping off. Got some big time burn coming at us. That's pretty scary. I'll give it that. This power drill isn't auto activating, but it's doing pretty big. He didn't have any defense though. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, we scaled through that burn hard. Sitting there, well, I guess we started at 1400 shield, but we had 6k shield at the end of the round, even with his power drill just out here popping. Nice. Okay, got to 7, and so that was my expectation for this. Or my hope and dream for this. Like I think that's the skillful thing you're hoping for here is we noticed on like day 6 the best hope we have is to get to 7. I don't think we're gonna really be winning on day 15, but let's give it a shot. Let's see what we can do. We got an ass load of money now. Let's just go for the gumballs. Works nicely with the augmented defenses. Give us an opportunity to get a little bit more crit. That's not bad. Enchant with shield effects sounds fine. Where do we want that to go on, though? You get double shield putting it on the submarine. Half health stuff with the bunker seemed pretty shitty. All right. Big shields on the submarine here. So what's up next? Nothing too great. I kind of like the idea of maybe hitting assault focus on Boss Haro. That is the when anyone uses a non-weapon item, you slow it for 2 seconds. Since the majority of our stuff comes out of the submarines being weapons, the bunker doesn't activate. Be a huge hit. Only like a 10% chance to hit, but we're beyond the excuse me, we're beyond the point of playing conservatively, I think. Maybe I'm misjudging how strong we actually are. We may be stronger than I'm giving us credit with the good haste from the submersible, the scaling out of spices, and then this other stuff, but feels like we're just gonna get nuked by a we're gonna get nuked by a pig. But nice pickup here, +2 bonus to the spices. I think we'll still keep the cannonball, but we should be looking for a small item at some point to potentially put next to it. Again, I don't think 3 is enough for the spices, but if we had another ammo thing, get it up to 4 or 5, then the cannonball is definitely replaceable. Gonna take the guaranteed hit here in the shop. Now we can pick up the chocolate bars, stack in the health, stack in the shields. And up against Vanessa. And so Vanessa's feel a little scarier now, right? If we're up against a poison Vanessa, we may not be fast enough, but everything from this point forward is just icing on the cake. And so 7 is where I hope to get. We got there. See how we continue on. He's got spices. He's got shiny manta ray. I think we're okay here. He's not doing anything to stop what we're doing. I guess he does have a Chimera on board, but I think we're gonna pop. No, it seems like we're getting aced. Got smoked hard, right? Got smoked hard by that shark ray. That stack went up super fast. He did 21k damage overall, but he was dealing 3k damage on a hit. Not quite sure where all that came from. Guess turbo silencer plus the water wheel plus the spices giving his only weapon a big boost. Right, not bad. I thought we might be able to take that one down when we were up against red damage, but he got there much faster than we did. But nonetheless, good run. I'm very pleased with how that went. It was very awkward in the sense that we were carrying on with the Lang Zang for so long, and then we got stuck with these aquatic weapons, but no combos and anything. Our build never really found that big direction that you're looking for, right? We want to say go ammo with double barrel and right-handed. That's very powerful. Didn't see any along the way, although we didn't try super hard to find things like double barrel. The Lang Zang is what we were scaling for a long time, but we didn't find the crow's nest as the main item, and we didn't find any of the auxiliary support. And so that was kind of meh as well. It's like I'm very happy to come in and pick up stuff like dock lines or pick up stuff like Captain's Wheel that tie into Lang Zang, even though you don't have access to Crow's Nest, and we didn't really see that stuff either. And so we were in this really awkward spot to where it's like, well, I'm using Submarine, and Submarine can kind of count as sustain for our Lang Zang, but it's not a good late game build, and then we never really found any combos for either thing, right? The Lang Zang stuff never turned up. The on-hit activation stuff off the submarine never turned up, and it was just like, fuck me, we got to find something something to do to get us out of this mess. And I think the big realization that we had early on there, and it's something that you really need to kind of like rack in your brain piece, is that every single game isn't about getting 10 wins, right? Maybe if you're playing in normals, you get much more of that feel. Like, I don't know how normals feel now with the addition of the prize passes and stuff, and if you feel like you're getting a victory at like the 7-win mark. I know this patch, they just put in some kind of update to where you get more experience on the prize pass based on your wins, right? So if you get 4 wins, you get like 1. If you get 7 wins, you get 3, and 10 wins, you get 5. Like, so it's not nearly as much of a zero-sum game in terms of getting either 10 wins or nothing. But out here in the space of ranked, it's a very important thing if you're trying to climb yourself up to masters to realize, okay, you know, I have time to scale, right? I can give up a few rounds. My build is looking good. I have good skills and stuff. I just need some upgrades, and I have the time to like scale and get a good 10-win run going. Or being like 7 is it. You know, we're never winning on day 13. We're never winning on day 14. We took a loss on day 1. We took a couple of hits along the way. And just getting to 7 is the win for us. And that's what we kind of recognized, and we really worked on our shops and our item choices to get us to that point. And we barely squeaked it in. I'm quite happy with how that went. And I hope that the game pushes more in a direction to where it feels like less and less and less of a zero-sum game to where it's 10 wins or nothing, right? I feel like Teamfight Tactics and Battlegrounds both managed that quite well, in the sense that getting first place feels pretty good. You did big, you got big gains. Getting 4th place still feels like a win, just a small win, but it feels like a win. And then on the flip side, you know, a 5th place, you know, feels like a loss, but not a hard loss. And then a top 8 finish just feels fucking horrible, right? But I feel like, you know, we're still out here in the beta. There's still a lot of mechanics to add to the game and a lot of levers to switch. But I hope that that's one of the things that feels more natural as the game progresses, and that you know, it's such an important decision in all of the other auto battlers to determine if you're shooting for 1 or shooting for 4. I hope that more gets added to the game to where you're deciding if you want to shoot for 10 or shoot for 7, or even shoot for 4, so you don't lose out on anything. And it definitely feels good in the terms of ranked, but once you get beyond ranked and into masters, it doesn't feel nearly as good, I think. At least it didn't in the last patch. But here with this build, yeah, you know, there's nothing here that I'm recommending you go and do. I think this is definitely not a build that you're going to be trying to assemble at any point throughout your battles, but I think we did hit on a lot of good marks in terms of realizing what our builds were good at, the directions it could go in, and kind of setting ourselves up for success, and then realizing you know, the 10 wins aren't here. Getting to 7 is what we're going to be shooting for, and hoping to get there, and we did it. And so, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. And so if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you have learned a thing or two along the way, and you had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.